The latest hot rod out of Nissan's Nismo labs is here with bigger wheels, more stylish paint, and improved output. But is this a case of misplaced Nismo naming, or does this car really deserve its race-inspired badge? Mild engine tweaks to the 1.6-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine mean that you get 9 extra horsepower and 7 extra foot-pounds of torque. Power is sent to all 4 wheels via Nissan's Xtronic CVT, which comes with a sport mode. Pricing starts just over $26,000 and climbs to $27,250 with navigation. Even with the mild power upgrade, fuel consumption estimates stay the same, with 25 in the city and 30 on the highway. Ironically, one of the only things that people can probably all agree on about the Juke is how polarizing the style is. You either love its quirks or you find them revolting. Now, the Nismo package tweaks that to an even greater extreme, but in many ways the new body kit, color, and wheels are actually more fitting to the car's personality. You get larger 18-inch wheels, special paint colors, red accent lines across the car, and a comprehensive body kit that includes side skirts, a rear diffuser, and a spoiler. Now, believe it or not, Nissan actually says that body kit improves downforce by 37%. Loads of Nismo accents characterize this cabin. Now, that includes the Nismo stitching on the sport seats, which are upholstered in this faux suede material that have red accent stitching, and of course a matching steering wheel with the same material. Now, I gotta say, I really love how that material holds you in place while you're driving the car, but I'm a little bit concerned that the leg bolsters in the driver's seat aren't gonna hold up over the course of a few years. You also get a Nismo branded tach, and I gotta say, the cabin is very straightforward and easy to use. Drive mode buttons and climate control are all easily accessible, and you get this cool torque monitor right there in the middle. Not only that, but if I had to level one other complaint at this car, it's that every area where there's a hard plastic just leaves it feeling a little bit cheap. Then again, how much are you really going to complain? Because, starting right around $26,000, Nissan's really giving you a whole lot more over the other Jukes. And believe it or not, this car is actually a little bit cheaper than the top trim SL version. Now, like I said before, Nissan claims that the body kit will add 37% more downforce to the car, but realistically, you're never going to experience that because most people aren't going to take a car like this to the track, and even if they do, they're probably not going to get it up to speed enough to really feel any sort of noticeable difference. What you will notice, on the other hand, is the handling characteristics of the car and how improved they are. One of the things that's worth noting is the all-wheel drive torque vectoring system that can distribute up to 50% of the torque to the rear wheels and help the car rotate in corners. Now, that's not unique to the Juke Nismo, and in fact can be had on any all-wheel drive Juke. Still, there are quite a few unique handling characteristics to this car that Nismo did add. Tweaks to the suspension, the steering, and the transmission all help it to be more of a performer, and while they're small touches, they really do go quite a long way. Cutting through a corner like we are right now, the car really feels a lot more poised and planted than you would expect with, say, a normal Juke. Now, that should really only leave one more major question in your mind, and that's, how does the CVT perform? Well, you do get some of the downsides, that rubbery feeling when you're accelerating, but once you get into the car's power band, it really doesn't make all that much of a difference, and it's still a blast to drive. Put it into sport mode and it keeps the revs high and the horsepower builds up, and really it does feel quite powerful for such a small car. Now, unfortunately, there is one downside that I really have to mention. After a few hot laps in this car, we found that it started to overheat and the car wouldn't go into the same high rev range. And it's actually something we noticed in our test with the 370Z Nismo as well. It's sort of disappointing when you consider that a few small mechanical changes would fix that problem, and Nissan just sort of seems to be ignoring it. Regardless, the fact of the matter is that the Juke Nismo proves one point. A handful of small modifications can really go a long way towards making the car a lot more fun to drive. The Juke Nismo boils down to being a big hot hatch, but it's hard not to remember that you can also get the Focus ST, which has much more power and considerably better handling for about the same price. Then again, something like the Focus ST is pretty hardcore, and some people wouldn't want to deal with that on a daily driving basis. And that's where this car comes in. Its crossover ride height, all-wheel drive, and ability to save gas will no doubt appeal to quite a few people. Not only that, but it improves on what's already a very fun driving experience.